What is up, guys? Welcome back to Makers Gonna Learn, your ultimate die cutting community. If you do not know who we are or what we do, we run an amazing die cutting community and you guys need to be a part of it. If you have a die cutting machine that works with SVG and PNG cut files like a Brothers Silhouette or Cricut, you will adore our membership. We have over 1,700 digital cut files, over 250 fonts, access to a members only Facebook group, free commercial licensing, free printable guides, and a whole lot more. So if you guys want to learn all about that, click the very first link in the description below. But guys, today I'm talking to all of the Cricut beginners out there because they need to know these amazing hacks. I cannot wait to teach you guys some tips and tricks that we have picked up over our years of Cricutting just to help you guys get a jump start to do this thing right. I'm super excited about it, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. The first hack I have for you guys is to weed on the mat. As soon as the mat comes out of your machine, lay that sucker down right there. Don't peel it up from the mat. Grab your weeding tool of choice. If you guys are curious, this is a pin tool. We will talk about this guy later. And then weed from the mat like this. The best tip for this is when you're weeding from the mat, this hand is just kind of keeping the mat stable and this hand is weeding everything up seamlessly. When you weed off of the mat, unfortunately, it's so much harder to do. You're having to keep both sides, trying to keep both sides down as you weed it. Things start peeling up from the table because it's not sticking well. You guys need this mat. When you weed on the mat, it's basically like having a third arm. It really helps you and really calms you down, especially when we're beginners. We do not like to be overwhelmed. So another great tip that I have is to take scissors as you're weeding and cut off the excess vinyl that you are pulling. So let's say you're halfway done and you have a big gob in your hand and you're getting overwhelmed at what to weed and what not to weed. Take a breath, take your scissors, cut off that excess, make sure you don't need any of it, and then continue like that. You can do it in very little sections if you want to. However you want to do that is totally fine. The next tip I have for you guys is to label your scraps. If you're brand new to Cricut, then you guys know you need a scrap bin. You preferably need two scrap bins, one for HTV and one for adhesive vinyl. So what we're going to do with this guy is make sure that he is labeled. So this is patterned heat transfer vinyl, patterned iron-on, and we can see the difference here. So we have a smooth side and we have a very, very shiny side. So the shiny side is the transfer tape, which it will not matter if we write on this. So just take a Sharpie and write patterned HTV on it. And once it is labeled, go ahead and place it in your HTV bin. That way, months down the road, weeks and months down the road, if you are looking for a little scrap for a project and you're like, oh gosh, is this Caesar Easy Weed? Is this Cricut brand? Is this patterned? Is this Sport Flex? What is this? You'll have it labeled right here to make it super easy. The best tip I have for you guys is to always do this with any scrap you have, even if you think you know what it is, because months down the road you may forget, or you may have such a stockpile of scraps that it can get confusing. Some look very similar, but if they're all labeled, you don't have any worry of doing that. The third tip I have for you guys is perfect for any vinyl projects. It is to take advantage of rubbing alcohol. This stuff is $1 at the Dollar Tree. It doesn't really matter what percentage you have. We have 50% here, but this ensures project success with any type of adhesive vinyl project. We even found this adorable little pump at the Dollar Tree in the makeup section, and it just dispenses the perfect amount onto a paper towel whenever we need it. So definitely, do that. Definitely get some of this from the Dollar Tree and have this in your craft space. You will need this for all your projects. So let's say you're going to put a vinyl on a mug. You have to wipe it down with alcohol first in order to get all of the dirt, the debris, the oil from your fingers, dust that could be on it from sitting around in your craft room, anything like that. This is the best way to ensure project success because you want that blank, your Cricut blank, your mug to be very, very slick and smooth and clean in order for your vinyl to stick well onto it. So we definitely love this rubbing alcohol. Keep it with you always. If we had to pick 5 Cricut hacks to only tell you guys, this would definitely be in the top 5. So definitely grab you some of that. Now this one is for the beginners out there, so listen up. Whenever you have your Cricut mats and you open them up, they will come with a little clear sheet. I hope that you guys can see this, and do not throw these away, okay? So this is going to be the key to making sure that your mats, when not in use, stay clean and stay well organized and don't start sticking to each other. So take this guy, keep it, lay it somewhere safe, and then once you're done crafting for the day, just lay it right back on there. And then now you guys can put a command hook on the wall and just put all of your standard grip mats, all of your light grip mats, all of your strong grip mats on there on different hooks, and you can lay them up right next to each other so they won't be sticking to each other because of these wonderful little sheets. They'll keep them organized and keep the dust away, so it is definitely a win-win. Speaking of your Cricut mats, it's very important to keep them as clean as possible, which is why we recommend always covering them after use, and we also recommend cleaning them. So a lot of people did not know you can clean your Cricut mats. We have several ways you can do this. A baby wipe works pretty well. We also have this awesome product from the Dollar Tree called LA's Totally Awesome. You guys can buy a bottle of it for $1 and then a 32-ounce refill for another $1. So with $2 invested, you will have success cleaning your mats for up to a year, depending on how often you need to clean them. So we do have a video all about cleaning your mat successfully using this product, and I will link it down below. Tanner takes you through the entire process. It is an easy win. It just is a little time consuming when you're going to try and scrape all of this gunk off of there, but it's definitely worth it because mats are not cheap. They do not grow on trees, and you guys want to get a couple extra weeks of life out of these guys. So that is definitely a great hack, is to clean your Cricut mats. I don't know about you all, but I'm definitely a budget conscious crafter. I definitely like to keep my costs low so I can craft more. That is why I love shopping around for some other Cricut alternatives that are a bit cheaper. First of all, being a weeder tool. This is a pin weeding tool from 651 Vinyl. The link will be in the description below. It looks like an ink pen, but the tip is actually a very sharp needle that is used for weeding, and this guy weeds like a champ. He is great for all types of things, especially getting in little nooks and crannies when weeding, and he has a lifetime warranty, so if you break him, they'll send you another one. Another thing is, another alternative to the Cricut tools are these little guys we found at Harbor Freight. We have a whole video on Harbor Freight tools that you guys need to get today to step up your crafting and say goodbye to the Cricut tools, and I will link that down below for you guys. It's a great video, and I would love for you guys to watch it and enjoy that as well. Another one is material. So Cricut has a lot of different types of material, of course, but we do love 651 Vinyl. They have a great company, and they have great products that are cheaper than Cricut, and they have a whole lot more selection than Cricut. So they sell vinyl and Caesar Easy Weed. They sell Oracal 651 and Caesar Easy Weed, Oracal 631. They sell basically anything you need, along with a bunch of Cricut blanks, which is so cool. So check them out. I will link them down below in the description, but they are a great company. They even sell their material by the yard, so they can sell 5 yards or 10 yards of things like that, and that is very helpful for a company like us who goes through things very easily, and the prices are awesome, guys. We absolutely love the competitive pricing that they have, and that is definitely something that you guys need to check out if you're doing a lot with HTV and vinyl. And the third is Cricut Pens. So those guys are expensive. So we went down to Walmart and got us some Crayola fine tip markers, and these have stood the test of time, and they do great. Again, like a lot of things in this video, we have another video of a comparison about these awesome markers and Cricut pens. It's a head-to-head comparison. I show you guys through all of the outcomes and how they all look, and we really love these markers. So I hope that you guys take that into consideration and go get you some markers, because you will not be disappointed. The next tip I have for you guys is to go with gravity when removing any material from your Cricut mat. Now, that might be very confusing, so I am here on the other camera to demonstrate for you guys. So what I mean by that is, do not simply take a piece of paper, let's say that this has a word cut out of it with the Cricut, and peel it up like this off of the mat. That will curl your paper and look terrible. So what I mean with going with gravity is to flip your entire mat over on your work surface and then peel your mat up from your material. So if you do it this way, you're peeling your mat up, which doesn't curl, and then your material will be nice and flat. So now, here you can see good straight piece of cardstock. There's no curling. Now, if we did it the other way and we added a piece of paper on there and we decided to curl it this way, peel it up like this, it curls, and we don't want this. We don't want all this curly mess. We want it to be flat and straight, just like this piece of paper. And the stickier of a mat you use, the worse the curl becomes. So if you use a brand new standard grit mat, then you definitely want to be able to go with gravity and flip this around and peel it off like that. So one more time, you just flip your mat around, and instead of peeling your material from your mat, you peel up your mat from your material. It's a backwards way of doing things, but it definitely ensures success with paper projects. And guys, I just practice what I preach with all of these, whether it's vinyl, HTV, paper, cardstock, whatever. I always flip my mat over and work with gravity when I do that. All right, now this is a big one because it is expensive. If you all work with Cricut brand transfer tape a lot, I urge you to please reuse it. This stuff does not grow on trees, and it is definitely sturdy enough and tacky enough to be used multiple times. I, in fact, in one day of crafting, got to use a piece of transfer tape 7 times. So, but of course, for the, I would say the 4th and 5th time, it was getting pretty untacky, but still usable. So keep that in mind next time that you guys use your Cricut transfer tape. I would hate to see you use it once and throw it away. My tip to you guys is to keep the backing on this guy and set it somewhere on your work surface. And once you're done with your project, lay it back on the backing to reuse later. Another great alternative to using Cricut brand transfer tape is this amazing masking paper transfer tape. If you guys have seen any of our other videos, we preach on this stuff because we love it so much. It is ideal for any type of vinyl project, especially the more delicate ones like using printable vinyl or trying to put vinyl onto cardstock. This stuff is a lifesaver and a game changer, and it's very, very economical. This is way more expensive and you get way less of it. With this roll, it is $14 on Amazon. You get 6 inches by 100 feet of this stuff. Now, this stuff you can reuse, but it's not nearly as sticky as the Cricut brand transfer tape. But throwing it away, I have no guilt about because I know that this stuff is so affordable. This will be linked in the description below as well, so you can grab you a roll of this. All the amazing Cricut beginners out there may not know that you can actually change the pressure of your Cricut blade when it cuts out a material. So what I mean by that is if I were to load in this Cricut vinyl here and I had a brand new blade because my machine is new, then it might cut through my material and the backing sheet, and we do not want that. That would be a big crafty mess. It would take you so long to weed. So you actually can go into Design Space and change the pressure setting depending on the newness or oldness of your blade. So what we mean by that is when you go in there, and I will demonstrate this in just a moment, and you click make it and you choose your material, there's a little toggle switch to say less and more. Now the difference between both, it is always set to default, just PSA, but the difference between both is that you want to use more pressure when your blade is getting a little bit dull, maybe not cutting as deep as you want to. It'll just extend that blade's life a little bit more. And then you'll want to use less pressure when you have a fresh blade in, because the fresh blade tends to want to cut, of course, deeper because it is fresh. So you will need to give less and more pressure depending on your blade's dullness. And here's what I mean by that. If you just go and click make it and click continue, we will have this to connect to our machine. And just for the sake of this demonstration, let's say we're using a regular vinyl. So after you click your material, you will see right here under number 1, it says default. You can click that and then click more or less. So we would click less when our blade is very, very new, and we would click more when our blade is pretty dull. So that is just a great tip for all the Cricut newbies out there. And next on our list, guys, is to be sure you always burnish your adhesive vinyl. So we have a lot of trouble here at Makers Gonna Learn with adhesive vinyl, which is why we have adapted some of these amazing hacks to make it a lot easier to work with. Of course, number 1 being using rubbing alcohol on your blank that you're using, but burnishing with the Cricut scraper tool is definitely high on the list as well to get project success when using vinyl. So let's say this cut out just like the demonstration we just had. Craftiness is happiness. So what you would want to do before you get your weeding tool and you start weeding it up, we're going to take our scraper tool and burnish. So that's burnish with a B. We're going to burnish, and that just means we're going to take our scraper tool and we're going to scrape all around this. Now give it some good pressure. It shouldn't really mess up unless you have little bitty intricate lines, so definitely be careful while doing it. But we can just burnish, and guys, let me just tell you, you cannot over burnish, okay? You can't burnish too much. There's no such thing. So once you burnish, then guys, you'll take your weeding tool and you'll start in a corner and you'll peel up very slowly, and you will see that your letters and your numbers and your design as a whole will have way more success sticking to the backing where you want it to be rather than coming up with your excess vinyl. So burnishing just kind of helps what you do want to stick to the backing. So we do love that little trick and wanted to tell all you newbies about it. And last but not least, guys, I just want to let you all know that you guys will find your crafty rhythm. I don't want you all to be all new to this Cricut world and get super overwhelmed thinking that you have to learn everything overnight and you have to make all the projects all the time. All you guys have to do is start somewhere. Just start, make a project at a time, a project a day. Learn as you do it. Search for projects you are interested in. Try out lots of different techniques. Try out different brands. Try out different tools, and you will learn what you love about crafting personally. You might hate things that we love and vice versa, and that's fine. We're all in this Cricut community together, and all we want to do is level you guys up and make you all very comfortable using your Cricuts. So definitely consider joining Makers Gonna Learn, where we have so much awesome crafty fun over there, and if you love these videos, you will absolutely adore your membership. I hope that you all have enjoyed this video today. As always, give the video a like and leave us a comment down below if you have any questions for us. Subscribe to the channel to see more amazing products like this, awesome videos that we'd love to show you guys. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.